fucking marvel.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show.
Wait a minute,
I'm
you
just
already
starting
started?
now. Already started. I'm tired of your bullshit.
I was looking for the comic too.
Welcome,
What?
welcome. My name is Sean. What's up, Rob?
How you doing?
This
And
intro
everybody
is
welcome.
this intro is fucking horrible.
Steve is that's Steve right there. The
Hey,
whiny one.
I got a question for you guys. You go to Taco Bell, you order the hard tacos, all right, and you can't finish them all, so you put some in the refrigerator, all right. The next day, when you go to eat it, do you heat it up or do you just eat it cold?
Cold.
Well, here's the thing right here. I never put them in the refrigerator. I put them on the counter. And I just eat it. I eat it at room temperature whenever I get to it.
I know you do because I used to live with you and we do the same thing. But now that I'm married, my wife insists on putting things in the refrigerator because she thinks I'll die if I go to eat something left out.
I learned it from you, actually. You're the one who taught me that you could eat like
he learned it from
24-hour-old Taco Bell.
He learned it from mom and dad because Molly swears they've had botulism because they just leave pizza in the oven like for 3 days and all kinds of stuff.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the cold taco is just as good as the hot taco.
No.
Yeah.
I had so last night, Maggie was out and she was stopping at Taco Bell and I said, hey, get me a cheesy gordita crunch. And that's all I wanted because I had eaten fairly recently, so I shouldn't have been eating anything. So I just asked for one item. But Maggie brought me an entire 4 items because she's like, well, you love Taco Bell. And I was like, holy shit. So I actually only ate she bought me a bean burrito, a cheesy gordita crunch, and a taco. I ended up eating the bean burrito because bean burritos taste terrible if they sit for an hour. They're done. Taco Bell bean burritos, they have these freeze-dried beans that if you don't eat them when it's hot, just throw it out because that thing is disgusting. Whether you warm it up, no matter what, I've tried everything. Refrigerate it, leave it on the counter, warm it up, whatever. It's always disgusting. Put a bunch of sauce on it. Doesn't help because the beans just taste awful. So I ate the bean burrito, put the taco and the gordita crunch away, went to bed, woke up hungry, saw the gordita crunch, just popped it open, had that for breakfast. It was great. Yes. I won't say it was as good as a fresh one, but it was a fine breakfast taco.
Non-refrigerated,
just sitting on the stove all night.
That's when we live together. We leave our Taco Bell on the ottoman and we just let it sit there. We wake up after playing video games all night, and then just go to.
Prior to this, actually, is what I learned. Okay, so when I was teenager, right up until 19 or 20, I worked at Taco Bell, and I'd worked the late shift. I'd get off, so I was off Friday and Saturday nights. So on Thursday nights, I would typically go to your parents' house, and I'd bring home a 12-pack of tacos, and everybody be asleep. But you guys had given me a key so I could just get in. And so I'd bring a 12-pack of tacos. I'd go to sleep. You'd wake up. I'd still be sleeping. You would just hammer just down all the tacos at whatever. And those tacos had been made because we closed at 3 a.m. So they were made prior to 3 a.m. I didn't usually get out of there until about 4 a.m. And then you woke up at 10, 11, whatever. And you would just, and I was just holy shit, dude. And then eventually I was like, well, he seems fine. So I started doing it too.
Yeah.
The other thing is I saw you eat a piece of gum that you had on your headboard for months and you just popped it in your mouth like it was a fresh snack. That's disgusting. I never replicated that behavior, but I'll never forget it either.
It's like the Princess Bride, the dude Wesley, he had to build up a tolerance for iocane powder.
That's right.
I had to build up a tolerance from them tacos, man. It's it takes a couple months. But no, the cold taco, the hot taco's good. Don't get me wrong. But you get the hot taco and you try and eat it, and the lettuce falls off, the cheese falls off. You get that grease that drips down through in your hand and then down your arm and whatever every time. But then the cold taco, the lettuce is somewhat wilted. The cheese is stuck to the wilted lettuce, and you can kind of just fold it up, and then just if it has sour cream, cold is right out. You can't eat it. The sour cream and the tomatoes. But if it's just cheese, lettuce, and meat, It's not bad with a packet of sauce. Different, but good.
I can eat them cold. I put them in the fridge.
I can't. I tried the Supreme. I can't do it cold. It's just, ugh.
You're right about the way it kind of congeals together.
The sour cream does stick. Yeah, gets a little thick.
But just the taco in general, just the lettuce, cheese,
Oh,
and
yeah.
meat, the way it all comes together, and it's less messy. And you don't have the grease, and there's something about it too. Kind of like my favorite way to eat chili cheese burritos is to let them sit, let them sit for a day, because that was something that was the thing at Taco Bell though. So Taco Bell,
What is this chili cheese burrito you speak of? We don't have those down here.
Yes.
Speaking of bean burritos and chili cheese burritos, do you remember that blue Goodwill couch we had at the apartment or the house?
Yeah, the one where you sit down and get a spring up your ass.
Yeah, that one. So when we moved to Collierville, we moved that thing, which we should have just loved it. But there was a petrified bean burrito in the seat cushions.
What a waste!
No.
What a waste!
No. And
I would have been like,
wait, are you talking about for when we all lived together?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought their couch was green. I thought we had some.
It was a
green
bluish.
couch.
It was bluish with like red, dots on it or something. Remember?
Yeah. Was that in the entertainment room or was that the living room?
It was in the living room.
Oh, okay. So that was.
Didn't you have another one that matched it, like a love seat?
I don't remember that.
We were always so
I know
drunk.
what weighed.
We missed entire burritos.
It weighed
just
more
lost
than my
entire
truck.
burritos and no one noticed. It's just gone.
Yeah.
Was there some crystal down in there too? Find any
that was
crystal?
still out in my car.
I'll never forget Rob rolling up with like 100 crystals, drunk as shit.
We're like, how could anyone possibly eat all this? Let me try. No.
And then next morning, we just went to town. I'm like, cool. Rob crystal.
You are right though. The leftover, if it just sits out, that's the best.
Well,
it's better than the
chili cheese burrito. The chili cheese burrito, what they did, and they probably still do it, is like before lunch rush, like in the morning, they would make like a whole, like, I don't know, like 20 chili cheese burritos and 20 bean burritos, and then they put them in the warmer. The warmer was kept at 165 degrees, so they would just sit in there, and that cheese would get melt, and it was chili. Chili's better when it marinates and sits. So I learned that just from working there. It's like, man, the chili cheese burritos, the ones that sat in there were better than a fresh one.
Yeah,
is what I learned. A fresh one was like okay, but those were, now if you let them sit too long, it was bad. Like you couldn't, like after like a few hours, they would start to get hard.
Yeah.
So like after the lunch rush, we pretty much have to throw them out or send them, give them to me, and I go in the back and take care of that problem for you. But
I'll never forget the first time I said, no, just let it sit out. It'll be all right. Kristen looked at me with like a petrified look.
That's how Maggie was.
Like,
Maggie was horrified too.
Yeah, yeah. Molly is.
No, it'll be all right.
You think that's normal, and I guess like our parents are not normal.
I didn't know. I picked that up from mom and dad.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Dude, come on. You telling me you never ate Fiesta pizza out of the oven when the oven wasn't on all night?
Yeah, I just don't remember Taco Bell that way.
But I always thought they did it because their fridge was so full.
That's true. That might be why. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Your parents' fridge still is always full. It's different now. I was really sad the last time I went over there. They have a huge fridge. It's packed, and there's like nothing in there I want to eat anymore.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Right.
It's all healthy food. I'm like, where is the cheese? Where's the lunch meats? Where's the yogurt?
Yeah. They got the extra ice maker, at the bottom. They got one in the door, and then there's a regular ice maker in the freezer section. Yeah. I go in there to get ice out of there because they ran out at the top, and there's like crap in there. It's just filled with. It's like, take it out and turn the ice maker off if you're just going to put more crap in it.
I don't know if you know this, but our mother has a gluten intolerance.
No,
okay? She has to buy stuff that she can keep refrigerated.
That's what I found. I found like these little like beef sticks in there. I was like, when I was over there helping her with some tech support stuff, I found this bag of beef sticks, and I was like, mine. I'm going to eat this.
Yeah. All her gluten-free bread, you can't keep it on the counter. You got to put that shit in the fridge.
Oh, there's so much stuff in the fridge. All these vegetables. It's like, oh, who wants this? Disgusting.
Where's your RoboCop poster?
Still waiting on that frame.
Hey, see, I got my frame up. See this? Just
Yeah, we saw it last time. He's still. So is there a price tag?
Wait
on
a
that
minute!
thing,
No, I just put it up. Yeah,
dude. I swear to God, we saw that last time.
No, man,
You showed us a blank frame last
No,
time.
I put a picture on Facebook. That's what you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
It's not on YouTube yet. Well, it is now.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So what's going on? How's your week been? What you been doing?
What is today? I don't even know. This is what's nice about working at home. Is the week over? Did it just start? What's going on?
That must be a nice feeling.
Weekends don't mean so much when you don't have to leave the house every day.
You're like, what
Kinda
day
nice.
is this?
Mhm.
It's
I ask that
Thursday.
question a lot. It's handy that it's on my phone, that I can just look at my phone and be like, oh, it's Thursday. So, well, we got Mason's birthday on Sunday. He's going to
That's
be
right.
18.
Wow.
Have 2 adult children. So I'm old as fuck.
Dude, that is nuts. That is nuts. It's nice though that you're old. I mean, they're old, and you still have a good part of your life left. My kids are going to be, when they graduate, I'm going to be dead. So
That chick that used to come over to our house, Erin, I remember her parents were old as shit, and we always made fun of her. That's going to be you now.
Yeah, that's me. That's so me.
You're going to be that old guy. Like, where are we going? All like huddled up, shoulders up by your fucking ears for some reason. Like, oh, what's going on?
Just somebody give me a push. Graduation. Somebody give me a push. Yeah.
Your grandfather, I'm glad he showed up for your graduation. That's my dad.
That's my dad. He's 90.
Meanwhile, my dad's still alive and he looks better than me.
So yeah, we got Mason's birthday coming up. We got our 19-year wedding anniversary 3 days after that.
What are you doing for your 20th? You got plans?
No, I'm not this far ahead.
They're going on a cruise.
Oh, hell no. No more cruises. Never again.
You
Never
didn't
again.
like
I'm
the
done with
cruise?
cruising.
I had a
Not
great
like
time.
the cruise.
I loved it.
I just caught COVID 38 on this cruise.
Man, no, I did one cruise, and then
Then you had a
I
heart
was
attack.
constipated
Oh,
for a
that's right.
day, and then I
That's
had a
right.
heart attack. So
I don't think that was the cruise, though.
I blame the cruise. I think our waiter was trying to kill me. That's what I determined. He was jealous of my lifestyle. He was trying to rub me out, get me out of the picture. Maggie knows. So, yeah.
What was he witnessing on the cruise that made him so jealous?
Just an incredibly happy family, like a gorgeous wife and 2 awesome kids. And he was just like, I want that. And he tried. So as a Disney cruise, you have the same waiter at every meal, no matter what. And
I've never been on a cruise. I don't know what cruises are like.
We chose we didn't have to have the same waiter or waitress. We wanted our waitress because she was awesome.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we'd always sit where
she was. She was not jealous of Rob's lifestyle.
Molly would eat like 2 meals because she'd always give Molly an extra meal.
Jesus Christ.
To try stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they had like one night they have alligator. Like one night they had like weird shit on the menu. I had a great time.
Yeah.
It was fun. I didn't want to go. I was like, oh.
Where was the cruise
stoked to go. I was excited.
Bahamas. No, it was like all over. It was Roanoke or whatever. Roanoke. I forget.
Roanoke, isn't that Virginia?
No.
It's a good place for a cruise.
Isn't that landlocked?
Cayman Islands. Belize was the coolest, I thought. It was like down there somewhere.
Cool. You got to see Incan pyramids or something?
Yeah. We went on the pyramid tour. We barely made it back. Thought we were gonna miss the boat.
Montezuma's Revenge?
No. Molly did eat a meat pie though while we were waiting in line to get on the bus. I was like,
pie.
there's no way I am gonna eat anything from that stand over there.
Yeah, isn't that like a delicacy in the islands, the meat pie?
I don't know.
They're called something else. I forget what they're called. It's like a hot pocket with just meat in the middle.
Yeah. This is like like peasants eat or something. That's how I pictured it.
So not a delicacy then?
Yeah, I guess it is now. But when you say meat pie, I just think of like somewhere in Europe, with like peasants and bring out your dead, that type of environment.
Yeah.
Bring out your meat pie.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done.
You're not my
haven't done
king.
anything this week. Let's see.
Have you even showered since I last saw you? Is that the
I
same?
have. I did.
The same shirt?
No, I don't
Sean's
think
been
so.
in the chair the whole time. He's just
I'm
been
stuck.
spinning around.
My sweat I'm just kind of stuck to it now. It's pretty gross. Yeah, I don't shower very frequently. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have a reason to. Like, unless I'm going somewhere, like I just kind of do the old Irish shower,
Yeah.
Get some
used to
deodorant
shower
on
3 times a day here in Memphis.
I did use shower twice a day sometimes. Man.
Yeah, but I mean, if we didn't have to
hot.
leave the house, it wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
We walk out of the house and we're like, "Fuck, I got to shower again."
And I'm not doing the manual labor, so it's not so bad. But yeah, I shower a lot less frequently. Yeah, what's going on with you guys?
I just watched that What If episode. You're right. It's like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck did I just watch? Was that supposed to be the comedy episode?
Yeah.
They were trying to be comedy. I think it was more of a happy tonal thing. I don't know.
I think it was supposed to be funny, but man, it was not landed with me for the most part.
Yeah, me neither. It was the party will destroy the world episode. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Who was that supposed to be at the very end? Was that supposed to be Ultron?
It looked like like Vision / Ultron.
Okay, so that would be Ultron.
We opened his helmet. He had a Vision face. So
okay,
it doesn't matter.
That would have been him if he would have got the yellow stone in the movie we watched.
I didn't even think. I didn't even care. Whenever
it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Yeah,
I thought
I didn't read anything into that.
Well, I care. God damn it.
I saw the Star Wars Visions shorts launched. I haven't watched those yet. I'm going to. They look really short.
Did you watch those? I didn't even know it was out.
When I was watching What If, though, I saw it up above, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm too tired. I can only do one."
Yeah, that's what it was. I think I fell asleep, and so I turned it off. But yeah, they're all like anime takes on Star Wars, which I'm curious about.
Till, I got nothing else.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I would have watched them. I
Yeah.
had no idea they were even out. I watched that clickbait you guys were talking about. I watched 4 episodes.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. It's good.
So far, I'm enjoying it. I thought I called the ending. I haven't.
Dude, I almost guarantee you haven't called the ending.
Yeah,
I called the ending like 5 different times.
Okay, that's the same
every time.
Yeah, okay, that's the same way I am.
So it's because that's what you told me to watch because I was talking about Mayors of Easttown.
Yeah.
Mayor of Pennsylvania.
It's just like he said. Like I'm only there. I think there's 8 episodes. I'm 4 in, and I've already like switched who it is like 3 times.
That's how it was with Easttown. I was like, man, they did a great job of just keeping us kind of.
Yeah. So you watched them all, and you guarantee I'll have no idea.
Well, I can't guarantee it. I mean, you might guess it, but I didn't see it coming at all. But Maggie saw it coming a little like before. Well, I didn't see it coming at all, but I think she saw it coming. But again, it wasn't until like the last episode or so. Okay. But she's smarter than I am, so.
Excuse me.
That's funny because like usually I see all this like especially TV shows Molly's watch. I was like, I already know what's going to happen, and I nail it like 95% of the time. But then Molly will we'll be watching something that I have no idea about, and she'll just fucking nail it. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
It's like, I think you're right.
It's not like those crime shows where you see the guy in the beginning and it's always him.
Yeah.
It's like, right, it's not exactly, it's not CSI.
We only have enough time to introduce so many characters.
We did watch something. I don't remember what it was now. It was fairly recently. And I called it
Fuckboy Island.
I tried to watch that actually. Fboy Island. I think that's what turned me off to it. Is I kept calling it Fboy Island. It's like it's HBO. Call it Fuckboy Island.
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, but I did.
Don't. It's no. If you're gonna watch something,
I never even heard of it. I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Don't bother. It's literally not waste. It's no good. It's bad. It's all bad.
I like watching.
What was that show we watched last year? Rob, that I made you watch that reality show?
Not that Love is Blind.
Yeah.
Love is Blind. Yes, it's nothing like that. It's
God,
nothing
I
good
stayed
like
up
that.
to 4 a.m.
There's a
No.
second season.
Oh no, I'm done.
got hooked.
No, I'm done. I'm never doing that again.
No, there's not a second season, really. There's a follow-up.
I did not enjoy it.
Oh, I thought it was a second season.
I can tell. Is that why you stayed up till 4 a.m.?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, Kristen and I watched the shit out of that, man.
No, it's one of those
there
where
will be a second season.
I was very
Oh.
you get hooked because it was a brand new twist, But now that you've seen it play out, I don't know.
It's so absurd that when it's like that absurd where it's almost like a movie premise, like this would never happen. And then it's oh yeah, these people have to propose to each other within 7 days and never seeing each other or whatever. I'm like,
I'll see
okay,
headlines.
Everybody loves everybody the first 7 days.
I'll see headlines like the one blonde that was evil. She's engaged, and I was like, who cares? I don't care. I was like,
keep it up with her.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll watch season 2 of that. And then the other one, who's in the kitchen? Is that Maggie? Oh,
you watched the Tiger Paw or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, there's another one coming to that.
I never watched that.
I didn't see that.
You should really watch that, legitimately. That one has some twists. I'm not even gonna call that bad television because that's shot in a way that you're just like, wait, what now? What just happened?
It's Tiger King, right?
Yeah, Tiger King.
You said Tiger Paw. Now I don't know what the hell it's called.
Let's you speak, Bob.
There was another one though that we watched. It was called I can't remember the name of it.
The Bachelor.
No. Again, it was like a crazy premise. It was this crazy premise where they put all these hot people on this island, and
Paradise
they're trying
Island.
to win. It's something like that, and they're trying to win this money. But anytime, if they have sex, the pot goes down. If they kiss, the pot goes down. So they're not allowed to touch each other or show affection. So it's all these super horny hot people that they put on this island together, and they're supposed to not do it. And then they put them in situations where basically they're like, oh well, you have to spend the night in a room together now in this posh, luxurious room with a hot tub and everything.
Oh, I think I know what it was called. Blue balls. That's what it was called. That's what it was called.
So what was the start of the pot? $1 million?
I don't remember no, it wasn't any. It was in the tens of thousands, maybe. It wasn't that much. And it was just funny because people would get mad. So people would think they would get away with. You weren't even allowed to jerk off. If you jerked off, you lost money, right? And people would think they'd get away with stuff, and then the host of the show, which was just this disembodied voice that came through this Alexa type device, would come on and be like, so and so cost you $10,000. It's what the fuck, dude? So ridiculous.
He's pulling his pants up. He's like, well, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. That's great. So are they nymphos or are they just hot people?
But yeah, a lot of everybody there is just, they're all about, everybody there is all about fucking. There's nobody there that isn't about fucking, basically. They pick their cast based on how horny they are. And how good they look naked.
If you're just joining us, welcome to Steve Reads a Comic.
I cannot remember the name of the fucking show though, but it's not Love Island because that one's
Paradise
one of
Island.
He said Paradise Island. Is that not it?
It's something. No, Too Hot to Handle. That's what it is.
Too hot to handle.
Okay,
yeah, that's it. Just remembered it.
Too.
Yeah.
Baby.
You know what? I found shocking this past couple weeks.
What's that?
You were texting during football games, you were watching the Cleveland Browns play.
Hey man,
I was like, "What the fuck is this? A what if episode I'm trapped in? This ain't
You're
fucking
gonna bust me out like that."
Yeah, and then the second game, I get a text right at kickoff, and I'm like, "Oh, Rob's texting me." It was fucking Sean again, 2 weeks in a row.
Check this out.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Has he not witnessed our lives and the severe depression that we're put in every fall? What are you doing? What's happening?
Dude, I wasn't even watching the game, and Sean's texting about the game.
Yeah, yeah,
dude, what the hell?
yeah. It's like, man, am I in the Twilight Zone?
Well,
what is
here's
happening?
the thing, man. You're reading comics. He's watching sports. Fucking
I don't-
times
The
are
world is
changing.
upside down. What if?
Times
Or
are
the what
changing.
if universe. What if Steve read comics and Sean watched the Browns?
It is crazy though. It was nice. It was nice.
Well, all right. So now every year, literally, and you can ask Maggie, like I try to watch the Browns every year. And typically like in the first game, usually in the first 5 minutes, they fuck up so bad, I'm done for the whole season. Because I'm just like, I can't sit through this. I'm not putting, I'll just check the score on my phone. I'll just, when I'm playing around, I'll be like, I'll just type in Browns. It'll tell me the current score. And I'll be like, yep, I fucking knew it. So every year, so this is the benefit of being a fair weather fan, basically, is you could just
walk away.
Yeah. And so they ultimately lost the first game, but they were playing though. I was impressed with the fact that, Kansas City, really good team, obviously. They were keeping up with them. They were doing really good the first half, but they were actually playing though. They were both moving the ball down the field, seemingly like nobody had any defense or whatever.
Rob and I are not used to our team scoring points. Like it's normally like 24-3. Like that was a typical Brown score.
Well, with that first game, it was the same old Browns in the fact that we lost the game because of our mistakes. That's what that was bad.
It was our game to lose, and they lost.
I'd like to see them, like, if you're gonna lose, like, to be a great team, you can play well and still lose. You know what I mean? The other team actually could beat you.
Yeah.
But we lost that game. That's what was disappointing.
Yeah.
But they are the best team in the AFC that we lost to.
Yeah.
So,
and it happened in typical Browns fashion. Like everything just fell the fuck apart.
That was the first game of the bloody season too. You know what I mean?
It's just like it was like fumble, fucking blown coverage.
Yeah.
Muffed punt, like all in like 3 minutes. Like it's crazy because we're all at home just waiting for that to happen. We're waiting for that wagon wheel to just come falling fucking off.
That's the thing. I didn't finish that game because I don't remember exactly what happened. I don't remember if it was an interception or just a turnover. Was it a fumble?
Fumble that started it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that's it. It's going down from here. And I turned it off because I was like, this is because I said that. I was like, because Browns, how many times have they done that? Like, didn't they have a game last year with Pittsburgh where they were like blowing them out of the water for like the first half and then they still lost or something?
No, we won.
We won in Pittsburgh.
You won the game? Okay.
For once we beat Pittsburgh.
But they did come back and make it very interesting when we were winning by like 4 touchdowns.
So it ended up being close despite having a huge gap in the first half. And that's kind of what I thought was happening with this game, the first game. But the second game, like me and Maggie watched the whole fucking game because it was just a good game. It was entertaining because they're playing the fucking game. Baker, we got a decent quarterback.
They're fun to watch. They're actually fun to watch for a change.
I don't now because I don't watch. I know there's a lot of love for this Chubbs dude, but I don't like. I don't feel like his running game is all that amazing.
Oh, it's the best.
No, you need to keep watching.
Of the best running backs. There.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
He's so fun to watch.
And that fumble he had, it rarely happens, but he gets the ball 800 fucking times.
Dude, he's averaging like 8 yards a carry.
I just feel like almost every time we run, like if we have a gain, it's minimal.
Oh no, I love watching us run.
I do too because
I love boring.
I haven't been like that since Biner and Mac, dude. Yeah. Mac and Biner. It's like, I miss those two backs so much.
I don't understand why they don't use a double backfield. I don't understand why the NFL has changed.
They did put a fullback in there.
They put the fullback in, but they don't put the two best backs in like they used to.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
Maybe.
Well, the offense is. Hunt can block. He's in pass protection all the time. It's like, dude, then you don't know who's going. You got to cover 2 backs. Oh, be awesome. I want to see it.
The last game against the Texan Houstons, as I like to call them, they like Rob, like me and Maggie were saying the same thing. Rob sent that text. It's like they were losing a man on every play. Like, it was nuts. Like,
Dude.
I wouldn't even see it happen. I would just, next thing you know, they cut over to some dude curled up in a ball. And you're like, what
I
happened?
swear they were doing it on purpose to slow down our offense. I have never seen so many. Dude, I cannot stand watching the games with commercials. That's why I think I'm going to ride DirecTV out the rest of the season, because it is, especially after that game, dude, there were like 8 times as many commercials, and there's already more commercials than there is football. And dude, I mean, they would go to commercial break every injury. They lost 12 players in that game. That was their side. We had guys go down like 3 times. That's like 20
lost
extra
the whole team
20,
plus 1.
Yeah,
that's 20 extra commercial breaks.
It wasn't you, man. Like, I ain't never seen that shit either. I was like, God damn, did they have anybody left to even get out on the field? Like, they're putting a water boy in and shit.
Well, a lot of those were coming back in after the next play, though.
Yeah.
There was like maybe 3 or 4 that actually had to leave the game. But
yeah, but I was just surprised. I was like, holy shit, Sean is fucking actually sitting down and watching the game. Like, watching the game. Because
like I said, it's a fair weather fan. I've always liked football when I was younger. I've never had like the hardcore. You know, I mean, a lot of it is just I didn't have a dad. I didn't have somebody who wanted to watch the game every week. I didn't have a TV. That doesn't help. Like, you know, I did remember I watched, you know, back when we did have a TV. I remember watching like the Denver game where they had to fucking I think it was a Denver game. They had to switch end zones because of the dog pound was throwing batteries and cameras and fucking Volkswagen Beetles at them and shit. So I remember seeing that on my little 13-inch black and white TV. I was like, wow, I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
But I've always liked it. I always played football at recess, and then when, you know, just from going from that era, the Webster Slaughter era, where that was like, you know, Bernie Kosar and all that.
Langhorne, Slaughter.
They were super close, you know, they were all right there. Then it was just kind of downhill. And I just was like, oh, I got time for that shit.
Yeah.
So, but now they're getting better. So again, fair weather fan, it's like, oh, let me get a t-shirt on.
Yeah. I got my Myles Garrett shirt on right now. It's like a comic book / Myles Garrett. Check that out. Bam.
Nice.
But yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
Maybe it helps. You guys are reading comics. I'm watching sports. We're like meeting halfway.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, we can talk about the Browns every week now.
Hey, do what you want. Who cares?
I like to be entertained. I do. I don't like to be disappointed.
Well, I don't know how it's going to turn out for you, buddy. I hope it ends well this year for you.
Well, I'm not making any promises.
Not just for your sake, but for mine.
May the odds forever be in your favor.
I mean, it helps too that these first 2 games were on Paramount Plus, which I have. I don't have TV, and my antenna sucks. I don't even get Fox. If I have an antenna plugged in, but so just having the availability helps. But yeah, I'm real quick to turn it off though.
So evidently,
I finished the game.
These the local programming has evidently, because I got an antenna, you know, an HD antenna for, you know, to get local program when I get rid of all my crap, and evidently they have like 50 freaking Christian stations.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what happened to Channel 40? I will say, Aiden and I were eating, and I was programming it while we were eating, and I was going to see what stations, you know, came in. There's like 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4, 3-5. Yeah. So I was flipping through them, and all of a sudden, Star Trek, like the old 60s Star Trek. Yeah. And I was like, Ed and I were like, damn, this is pretty good stuff. Yeah. I stopped on it. We ended up watching the whole episode. I got
the antenna too, and I remember programming, and you're right. It was like 18 like religious stations. Yeah. Well, that's who's at home with an antenna.
It was like
anybody else younger is watching, you know, what's something else.
But dude, it was like 40, 41, 42, 41, 3, 40. They were all like Christian blah, blah, Christian blah, blah, Christian. I'm like, what the hell?
It's like pick your denomination
50,
down here.
51, 52. I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah.
It's like, man.
That's Memphis, though. I don't think it's like that up here.
And those ones always come in clear. Like NBC, NBC and CBS, I'll be struggling. I'll be moving the rabbit ears and shit.
they cut out every once in a while.
So,
but yeah, not those.
I programmed it and I forgot to plug in. There's a booster for the one that I got. It's got like a plug-in booster.
Mhm.
So I like got all these stations. I got like 40 stations locally.
Yeah.
And I didn't even plug the booster in, and they all were coming in pretty good. I was like, I guess I chose wisely on my antenna.
Yeah. What's the
It
one?
was like
what's
middle of the road.
What's the channel that always plays like Magnum PI and Bonanza or some shit? Is that TV Land? TV Land?
No, it's Grit. It was called Grit. It was like 15-2. I don't know something, but the name of the channel was Grit. It was like westerns and stuff.
Yeah, it's all John Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if the games will still be easily accessible for me as somebody.
I think you can get them on Paramount Plus as long as they're not blacked out.
But the CBS, I mean, CBS, like the Browns aren't on CBS every week, are they? I mean, that's not how it works, is it?
I think it's your local games.
Yeah, I think you get the local games on Paramount Plus. That's true.
You know, you're saying Paramount, right?
Paramount. Is that better?
Paramount.
I just never heard anyone say Paramount.
Peppermint.
Pyramid pigs.
Pee-pee.
Peppermint.
Like I can't get the Browns games. I tried on Paramount Plus. It's only your local stuff that comes.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So I get the Titans when I try and watch it on Paramount.
Oh, too bad for you.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, I don't know if you're gonna get it when it's on Fox. You might not.
And that's the thing. Like, so I have one of those antennas. It's not even plugged in because it didn't work well. I bought it years ago so we could watch like the New Year's Eve ball drop. So I bought one of those like big flat antennas you stick to the wall. And I get like, I don't know, 3, 5, and 8 or 3, but I don't get Fox, even though it's in Cleveland. Don't fucking get that one. So if it's on Fox,
10 miles from your house.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Their antenna is weird.
Same with me. I'll have to move it. Every so often to try and get something in. But you're saying Fox won't come in at all?
Yeah, like not even like you know when you program it, it doesn't even like acknowledge that that's a channel.
Yeah,
like it just gets right past it, whatever number it's supposed to be. It's like no, nothing. But
hey, talk about the love of Trinity and Neo. I got to get some more Dr. Pepper.
Talk about the love of
great
Trinity.
planning, buddy. So yeah, what else is going on? What am I getting here? Why am I getting? I'm getting text messages about political issues now.
I don't know what to tell you.
Like people trying to get me to vote. Not
much going on out there. Same old crap. Nobody's getting vaccinated that hasn't already gotten vaccinated. Boosters if you're 65 and older. Texas is banning abortion. And then did you see at 8 weeks they banned, they signed another law banning the drug that you can get an abortion. If you get it after 8 weeks, I don't know what happens then.
Well, I saw Florida's trying to pass a similar law now.
Saw that.
I don't understand what's going on.
Let's see. McConnell doesn't want to raise the debt.
Oh God, you guys talk about politics.
Yeah. What did you think was going to happen?
The love of Neo and who's that? Neo and Trinity.
Oh my God, I'm winded.
Dude, just the debt ceiling thing, which is stupid. And dude, I don't know. I just part of me is like hitting an exhaustion point. I made a shitty post on Facebook today about, hey, Trump, Mr. Fiscal Responsibility, raised the debt by $7 trillion, like the second highest president besides like Obama. But here's the thing, he was. You voted for this guy talking about he's a smart businessman. He talked about how he's going to get rid of the debt. And instead, he raised it by a huge amount. And now we need to raise the debt ceiling. This is the most boring things I've ever talked about. But
it is very boring. Here's the thing. I've read about this a long time ago. It was like it started, how Clinton had to balance the budget because of Newt Gingrich and all that other crap. Clinton was like the last president to have a balanced budget, basically.
Right.
And then everyone thinks Republicans are fiscally responsible, but they're not. Every time they're in power, it goes up. And so, but when the Democrats are in power, they always want to fight this debt ceiling thing. So this debt ceiling is like a legitimate you have to obviously pay for your debts. You have to raise it because it's just stupid not to, because you don't want your credit rating around the world to go to shit. So it's going to happen. But this number that they say that you can't go over, it's fictional. And I forget the reasons why. It was very detailed. It was like some mathematician and economists and all this. But they're basically saying nothing's really going to happen. You know, like how much in debt can we go? And the answer was, you can keep going. And it's not going to hurt the economy.
Right.
You know, or
That's
it's not going to hurt you in the future.
There truly is no ceiling.
There truly is no debt ceiling. But you do have to fund the debt that you do have. Like, so come September, and this comes up like every 2 years, whenever, or every 4 years, whatever.
But here's the quote from Mitch McConnell
from time on this.
From 2019, when Trump was president. He says, "We raised the debt ceiling because America can't default. That would be a disaster." Here's Mitch McConnell in 2021, when Joe Biden's president. Republicans are united in opposition to raising the debt ceiling. So, like, just like he's always said, he's just, whatever Biden wants to do, he's in opposition to it. Biden could literally be like, I'm going to abolish Roe versus Wade, and be like, Republicans stand united against the abolishment of Roe versus Wade.
Well, that's what we were talking about last time. Rob was saying they don't actually implement any new policy. They just do whatever the opposite of what we do is, you know? And like, man, I don't know. What do you think about Biden? Do you want him to just go all in? Just be like, fuck it.
Well, here's the thing. McConnell and Biden are supposed to be like really close. But I'd be like, Biden, you're getting the wrong end of that.
The thing is,
they already turned on McConnell. Republicans already turned on him.
Our issue, the issue that we have right now, or that we always have, or that Democrats have, I should say, I don't want to throw in with them, but is that they don't stick together the way Republicans do. So Democrats never get anything done. So you got Kirsten Sinema, you got Joe Manchin, who are running shit basically. Like, she's gotten so much money from pharmaceutical companies. So she doesn't want to throw in on this bill.
They don't want to take down the filibuster. We can't get anything done. They got to get rid of the filibuster. And those two,
they don't stick together. And then they're gonna, like, it's very weird. It's like Republicans are very obviously overtly evil. Democrats are just like a lot slicker about it, but they're kind of the same way. They want to keep the status quo. They like the money. They like the kickbacks, whatever. You know, you got, like, what's her say? AOC showing up at the Met Gala with her tax the rich thing at this really tone deaf event in the middle of a second year of a pandemic. You have these super rich people gathering together at this like $2,000 ticket event, or I don't even know how much it costs. But it's just, and then she's like, "Yeah, here I am," and like, people are making fun of it, and rightfully so, because it's like, what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to be representing the people. The people are not at the Met Gala. Right. All right. Like, this is no, you're not, like, and it's like it happens to all of them, you know. It's like, you know, what's the Batman line? You know, you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, kind of thing.
But it's like they're trying to implement some policies that affect me or that I want.
They say they are, but they know full well that they have opposition internally that's going to prevent them.
Well, that's why I'm saying I think Joe needs.
I don't know that. Here's the thing, though. I don't know that they would try. Like, they know that when they present this stuff, would they present progressive stuff if they knew it was going to pass like that? I don't think they would. I don't think they'd have the balls to put up the same thing. But they know there's people they can pin it on and be, oh, Sinema and Manchin aren't going to, you know, they won't do it. We want to do it, but they won't do it. And then they have people to pin it on. I think if they were all in like Republicans, you would see them be a lot more conservative with the stuff that they're proposing to implement.
And that's what I'm saying. I want to see them go all in. Like, I want to see them go against those two that are blocking everything.
That's what Sean's saying, though. He's kind of like, they really don't want to go all in.
Yeah. No, they like their status quo. Yeah. They like their money from the pharmaceutical companies.
Maybe Joe's senile enough to fucking go do some shit.
And then, so we got that going on. And then, like, so they're uncovering all this stuff that is, to people like us, is like, yeah, no shit. Trump internally, like, his team was like, look, there's no election fraud. And they're like, what can we do about it anyway, basically? And it just kills me because you got all these people who are like, I don't know, man. I don't know about this vaccine and stuff. The government this, government that. It's like, do you know the government has access to our water supply? If they want to kill us, they could do it real easy, bro. On top of that, there are conspiracies that these people just outright ignore. Big conspiracy, for instance. I remember it was 2020. Join me. We're going back in time to 2020, where Donald Trump told everyone that don't worry about this thing. It's going to go away right away. It's not hardly anybody's going to get it. And then we flash forward to his interview with Woodward or Bernstein, one of those two, where he says before that, this thing is very serious. We have a president lying to us about the severity of this disease. There's your conspiracy right there. There, bam. You have a president who knows the information, says the exact opposite, takes no steps to mitigate or prevent the spread of this thing. That's your fucking conspiracy. Yeah. There it is. He let so many people die because he wasn't proactive and he lied to everyone, even though of course he had all the information. He was the fucking president. He was the most informed person in the world about it at that point. Yeah. And instead, and people just flush all that, wash it away. Like walk right past it. Like what? That's not it. No.
Then there's that information coming out that the past administration knew that the Dominion voting machines, like they knew that was all lies, but they ran with it anyway.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. Like the Trump campaign knew all this stuff, and they still said it, and they still put it out there.
But we knew that already.
And then
that's the thing. I mean,
people still believe that shit.
Yeah, it's not news to us, but it's coming out now. But obviously not on the news networks that these people watch. Right. And then on top of that, I saw a really good quote. I saw a really good quote about if the vaccine was dangerous, they would have given it to poor people first and not rich people,
right?
And government officials. You know what I mean? That's just true. That's just thinking about the fact that like if this vaccine was dangerous, why wouldn't they distribute it amongst the people they want to get rid of?
That's
they gave it to Trump. You know what I mean? They gave it to everybody higher up. We had to wait. We had to wait for people, including people who were anti-vax. We had to wait for anti-vax senators to get vaccinated before we did. People who out there telling you not to get vaccinated went and got it before we did.
That's it. That's what I was telling.
Conspiracy.
I was telling my buddy at work about that because he was hesitant about getting the vaccine too. I was like, all you need to know is the elite got it first. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're getting a different one.
Yeah,
it's a special concoction.
Just like when we were like, when Maggie thought she had COVID last year, and we couldn't even, and we contacted Cleveland Clinic, and they're like, you don't have enough symptoms. We don't have enough tests. And then meanwhile, the NBA is like, we test players about 16 times per game every day. Like, it's like, where are all the tests? They're with the fucking rich people, right? With the affluent people. They're not with us. You know, like it's all the same thing. And again, people just breeze right past. I don't know if they're just used to that. So they're just like, oh, that's old hat or whatever. But no, that means something. Like that signifies something. And for people to just push past that and be like, no, the vaccine's dangerous. And why are they giving everybody money? Why are they giving people this stimulus money? It's like, because they don't want us to revolt. You know what I mean? Like, if you tell people they can't go to work and then they have no income, like you're going to incite a fucking riot. You give them money, it placates them because just like we were talking about the debt ceiling, there is no ceiling. So giving us this little pittance of money is meaningless. It's enough
even
to placate people
on that debt.
That's it. It's enough to let you get by. It means nothing. It means nothing. Stop looking in places. It's like, it boggles my mind.
Battleship. That's it.
It's nothing.
We already got 50 of them.
But that's what they do. They had that first stimulus and everything, and that was good. Like they're giving people $600 a week. I forget what the actual stimulus was, but it was high. So that was like the litmus test, and they're like, okay, people seem pretty cool with this. Let's try a little less next time. You know what I mean? Like, and then let's see how long we can go. It's like, look at that. Don't look. It'd be one thing if they were like, everybody gets $1,000 a week until 2021. It'd be like, whoa. That's impressive. But no, that's not what they did. They barely gave people enough to get by is all they did. Like they didn't do anything significant. Stop looking.
Yeah, and then they put a freeze on their rent. Oh, wait a minute. It's due now.
Right.
People thought, and I don't know why they thought this because they didn't read anything that I read, but they thought like that shit was forgiven. I'm like, no, that's just adding on to your bill there, guy.
Yep. Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that were like, and there, I read about the steps that you had to go through to get aid and stuff, which most people haven't claimed aid. I mean, they still have a buttload of money in the States that is just sitting there waiting for people to get it. But it's so confusing to get it. And your landlord has to agree to take the money. It's messed up. And a lot of these landlords are just saying, no, I don't want the money. I'd rather kick you out. You know what I mean? So they can, I don't know why, but it's crazy, man. I mean, it's nuts. There's tons of money left over for the eviction moratorium money. It's insane. Yeah.
Everybody's like, well, why isn't anybody working? I was like, you know, like over 500,000 people are dead, right? And more are
Right.
sick. Like those people, you know, some of them had good jobs, and it's hard to replace these
Did you
people.
see that? Did I send you guys the Alabama where the death rate was higher than the birth rate for the first time?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, wonder why the jobs aren't filling up.
right.
Nobody's being bored.
No, they're always like, people are lazy. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? This is another thing that keeps happening to me at work. Like I feel like what minorities feel all the time now, because like I'm getting lumped in with these minority motherfuckers that, you know, I'll be working, I'll be stacking chips, and some white guy will come up to me, man, God bless you for working, man. Everybody else so fucking lazy. God bless you for working. I'm like, I'm not like you. Please stop talking to me. Like, it's
because you're white.
Yeah. Because I'm white, they assume that I'm fucking.
They didn't go up to the brother.
Those lazy motherfuckers aren't working. Like, what are you talking about? Half the people I work with are black. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and they're working. Right?
We're all working.
Right.
You know.
Right.
It's like, well, they're just lazy. That's why that's why there's a shortage.
That's what kills me too. Is like that's you're going to hear it. That the people who are saying that are the people who are actually lazy, like the higher ups who just sit on ass all day.
Yeah.
But now they have something to actually worry about because the work isn't getting done. And God knows they don't want to fucking do it because they're fucking lazy. So that's the reality.
That's
the people that move up, that are higher up, that make more money and do less work, they're fucking lazy. They publish this, and then we perpetuate it. The actual people who are expected to take these jobs that are beneath them, they're like, oh, everybody's just lazy now. So no, motherfucker. Nobody wanted to work to begin with. When I at no point in my life was like, you know what? I want to do menial labor for like a small amount of money every day. I think that's a valuable thing to do. No, you're fucking, again, there's your conspiracy. You're a sheep. You are a sheep if you believe that going to work so you can make $1 while your boss makes 100 or whatever is a good thing. No, that's fucking backwards.
Yeah.
You do the majority of the work, you get the least amount of money. You're a sheep if you sit there and go, these motherfuckers don't want to work. Good. Unite with them. We should all unite with the people who don't want to work and stop. I've been pushing this for years, and you know this, Steve. I've told you this long before this pandemic. I was like, first of all, everybody in America needs to stop going to work on Fridays. 3-day weekend. No more. 4 days a week. We're just done with that. Stop. We're fucking done. We have to unite on this shit. There's your conspiracy. We're brainwashed. It goes back to the Henry Ford era. Now, granted, that was, him coming up with 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, which was better than when it was
what they were doing.
Right. It was, but now everything's just built around that. And our world has changed since then. We are not a production heavy country anymore. So it doesn't make sense. Like it was different back then. We were making cars. We made all our own shit. We don't make anything anymore. We don't fucking make anything. Like, do we even make potato chips, Steve? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Are they imported as well?
I'm pretty sure they're synthetic now.
They're made from old water bottles.
But yeah, that guy starts talking to me, and he's like, everybody's lazy, shit like that. And then I told him what you told me one time, that the poverty actually went down last year,
right?
Because people were getting more from the government than they were at their jobs. I told him that, and he's like, yeah, but that's not sustainable. And I was like, well, it would be if you tax corporations. I was
again, you have these places, like I'm seeing more and more places that are offering like $18, $19, $20 an hour, which is good. That just means they could have been paying that all along, though, and that's what people forget. They act like no, the business is fine. The business is already making as much profit as they possibly can on all your hard labor. Now they're just like, I guess we should share it with the people who actually control the means of production. Like, it's just insane, dude. And again, all these people are just like, yeah, everybody's lazy. Nobody wants to fucking work. It's like, I've never wanted to work in my life.
Right.
Call me lazy all you fucking want.
If I have to talk to somebody one more time that rails against people getting benefits and shit like that, who are currently on those same benefits, I'm going to choke them out. I swear to God.
Right.
I was like, do you even understand what's going on?
I've had to deal with that talking to my own daughter.
Oh my God.
It's
it's infuriating. It's like, what do you...
You're getting more benefits than I am from my tax money, right? It's just like...
But socialism is bad, though, bro.
Yeah.
Socialism.
It's like...
Joe Biden's a socialist, and socialism is bad.
Man.
That's the same conversation I had last year when I lost my friend, because he explained to me he got free health care because he didn't make enough money on his taxes to have to pay for health care. Also, he's very anti-socialism. Like, do you have any clue what you're talking about? Right now? Like, my tax money is paying for your health care as you sit here and tell me how socialism is bad for our country. Like, and he literally did not understand what I was talking about.
It's incredible, man.
Like, you are benefiting from some socialistic practices that we have here. We are not a socialist nation. I'm not saying we should be, but we do have some socialist type stuff, and it's benefiting you. And you're sitting there being like, no. I deserve
wasn't
this.
He,
like, what do you think that is?
Wasn't he like telling you ways to cheat the system too? Like, was it?
No. He was just talking about being a small business owner. It wasn't a way to cheat the system. It was all legal, but it's basically when you have a small business and you file your taxes, you have to claim. You claim a lot of stuff, and it'll help lower your tax
bracket.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you're not paying taxes; is that
right? And if you get it low enough,
right?
Then you could fall to a certain level and get certain free benefits.
I think the average tax, it's like 7% or something like that. Dude, I'm never even near that. I'm always like in the 20s or something. You know what I mean?
20%.
But the average, because people write shit off all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the benefit of having your own business. You'll find out this year.
Right. Maggie writes stuff off every year.
And you should, because you can.
Right.
So do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was reading something about...
But just for me and you that have regular jobs, your house used to be able to write the interest on your credit cards. Thank Reagan and trickle-down economics for getting rid of that. So, if you had a 20% interest on your credit card, that interest, you could write that off on your taxes. Reagan got rid of that.
Mm.
Yeah.
When I was looking at debt ceiling information today, and I saw that Reagan was literally the number 3 for highest percentage increase in the national debt. Reagan, Mr. Economics, Mr.
Well, it's the Cold War.
We've been paying for it ever since. Yeah. We've paid for it ever since, though, because he lowered the taxes on so many people and stuff. Yeah. So, oh my God, it just...
That's what they want,
yet somehow...
Right? I mean, that's what they want. They want the puppet, right?
Then I keep hearing fiscally responsible. I'm like, but show me how. They've told you it's the same. It's what Donald Trump did. Donald Trump, literally everything he said, they just believed it. He didn't have to prove anything. He didn't have to bring receipts for anything. If he said something, it must be true. But God damn it. And that's insane to me that nobody is like, wow, Republicans are actually terrible for the economy. It turns out they're only good at keeping rich people rich. That's so weird. I actually looked into it,
and people keep falling in line for these people to vote for them.
And they're lying. And then then now you have Trump.
Poor people are voting for this.
Right. Now you have Trump, who we all know loves to sue people. He has thousands of lawsuits out there. And I've always told people too, I was like, if all these people are distributing fake news about him, he would be suing them, right? That's what he does. So what lawsuit does he launch today? He launches a lawsuit against the New York Times and his niece, Mary Trump,
I saw that,
over his tax return information, because his actual tax returns got out. He's not going to win from everything I've read. They're like, this is not going to, but he wants $100 million, and $100 million non-taxable dollars, as he put it, because they leaked his tax returns. It's like, so that's the lawsuit you went with? You're not suing people for election fraud, voter fraud. You're not suing people because they lied about you and made up fake news about you. That's weird. That's interesting. Shouldn't you find that interesting as somebody who follows that guy, to be like, wow, that's the lawsuit you're going with? Is you're upset people saw that you're not good with money.
Well, what I've learned over the last 4 years is people that vote for him don't actually think. They do
not. They do not. They are not proactive thinkers.
Yeah.
And they think thinking is watching somebody on YouTube or TikTok tell them things. That's what they think active thought is. It's like, that is not active thought. Like, it's the opposite. But yeah, that's what I've learned.
Everything's out there. You can Google it, except the cheesy sauce from Little Caesars.
Dude,
Little Caesars.
I just want to let you know, I was up for another 2 hours after Rob had called it quits.
Spent 5 hours. I've spent 6 hours.
Hang on. Let's share with the listener here what the fuck we're talking about here. So, for years now, I've had this memory that I haven't been sure is real or not, because that's the nature of memories. But I remember at some point in the 90s, like after my mom, kind of came to her senses, was like, we could probably have pizza again. I was like, sweet. I loved pizza. I remember pizza. And so we got Little Caesars. From the Little Caesars, it was like on Arlington. And we got the crazy bread. And one of the dips we got was like, and this is how I remember it, it was like a cream cheese dip for the breadsticks. And I thought it had like chives or something sprinkled on top. But again, memory faulty, 25, 30 years ago. Who knows? And it was delicious. I thought this dip was delicious. And now Little Caesars, and for years since, has only had like, I guess they have ranch and other stuff, but they mostly just have like the marinara sauce. So every few years
they have packaged stuff now. This was in a tub.
This was in a cup. Yeah,
it was like the crazy sauce.
Yeah, just like the red sauce.
But this was like yeah. They had the big cups of it too.
It was in little cardboard cup of sauce. And I only remember having it like one time. I really liked it. And then I forgot about it. And then every few years recently, I'll think about it. I'll go on the internet, do my Google research, never really turn anything up about it. And then I turned to my friends this time. I saw something that made me think about it last week. I went to my little text chat. I'm like, hey, any of you motherfuckers remember this shit? And I described what I just described. And everybody was like, it's cum. And I'm like, okay, enough with that. Let's focus on the important thing. And Rob was on it. Rob was like Encyclopedia Brown about it. He was like, I'm going to figure this shit out. And he started sending me stuff that I had not seen before in any of my previous research. He sent me that Reddit screen cap, which was like, oh, somebody else remembered it. It wasn't just, so this is the first time I had anybody be like, yeah, I have some clue what you're talking about. So Rob remembered it, stranger on the internet. He ended up going down a rabbit hole.
God, it was deep.
I did not expect that. Yeah, you were all in, man.
Oh, it was. I watched every commercial from 1980 to 2000 trying to find that sauce.
I was watching all the commercials too, because I was like, well, maybe it was in the background of one of the commercials. Maybe it was like sitting on the table.
The closest
somewhere.
I found was the picture you sent. I had looked at that. I saw that like 24 hours before you sent it.
But the picture I sent, it was blurry.
Yeah,
and then I saw
you
a clear one
commercial. It says ranch.
Yeah.
I thought I found it. I was like, I saw.
Yeah.
And I looked and I was like, God damn it. It says ranch.
So the rest of the United States is busy trying to be fucking Sherlock Holmes for this Gabby Petito thing. Rob Rocco is like, I'm going to find this motherfucking white sauce. That's where he went. Everybody else is like, we're going to solve the Gabby Petito case.
Yeah.
Me and Rob are like, no, we're going to solve this Little Caesars case.
And then like at 11 o'clock, Rob's like, I can't do it anymore. I call it quits. And I was up another fucking hour and a half, dude. I was typing every phrase I could think of to type into the search engine. Like I was switching it up. I was doing cream cheese. I was doing ranch sauce. I was doing Alfredo sauce.
Yeah.
I was doing, because I don't know what, I don't remember it.
White sauce. I tried everything.
All I know is there's a white sauce.
Dude, and I literally, you know how Google puts out the pages, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a more button, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went more.
So it ran out.
more. And I actually found a couple things. Like, I think I found that Reddit, like going like 10 deep, I think. And I'm like, I've never gone that far. More.
Does Safari use Google?
Well, I use Google on my Safari.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you can switch it if you want. But who would do that?
Referring back to the Reddit, I ended up stumbling upon it again later. Rob reignited my interest in it because I was just kind of asking you guys, like, because I did a little light research, and I was like, well, does anybody else remember this shit? Because again, I can't trust my own memory. But Rob's passion for this project reignited my passion. So I went digging again, stumbled across that Reddit, and then I scrolled down and I found this. Now, again, this is somebody anonymous on the internet. And I want to remind everyone at home, listening, wherever you are, you can't trust anonymous sources on the internet, right? However, in this case, stakes are pretty low. So I'm going to trust this person. Stakes are low here. So scrolling through that Reddit thread from a year ago, and this person, and this is the Little Caesar subreddit. This person, user, I guess I won't give out their username, but underneath their name, it says manager. Apparently they are Little Caesar's manager, and apparently they have been for some time. And they take their job very seriously because they are on this Reddit thread. Again, if we are to believe all this. So this person says, back in the day, it was just cream cheese with dried onions and parsley flakes mixed in. Definitely easy to make yourself. And then he also said, we bought the supplies from Kroger. It was a pain to make. We had to mix 3 pounds of like pretty solid cream cheese, then put it in tiny cups. But making smaller amounts shouldn't be too bad. So according to this guy, it's literally dried onions, parsley flakes, and cream cheese. So I bought chive and onion cream cheese, which is readily available. I haven't tried it yet. I bought breadsticks too. Try the experiment.
Yeah, but you got to heat it up a little, right? I mean, it's got to be soft.
I feel like there's something. Yeah, that's how I feel. I found another recipe where somebody added like mayonnaise. Found another one where somebody added sour cream, and I'm just like, I don't know.
It was more whipped though. Can you like put it?
Yes, that's
like,
what I think.
Can you put it in the blender and whip it?
Yeah, it's got to be something.
Yeah,
there's something else in there. Maybe it's like butter or something. You know, I don't know. Maybe if you had some melted butter to it, which sounds really good now that I think about it. But yeah, so again, we're just gonna give this person benefit of the doubt, say they're telling 100% the truth. They might not even remember 100% of the recipe for all we know. Even if this person is being 100% honest, there might have been an ingredient missing, because like that sounds hardcore. To just take
what was the date on cheese.
That was about a year ago.
I didn't think it was real because he said he put it in little cups, and I was thinking it was the big cup like the marinara came in.
That's little cups, though. I mean, they'd mix 3 pounds of it compared to 3 pounds. That's a little
thinking
cup.
like little tiny cups or something.
No. I think he's just talking about the typical serving cup. So
I told Sean, I was like, well, why don't you tweet Little Caesars? And he did.
Yeah, and they were fucking.
Go ahead, continue.
It didn't go well.
Yeah, not Wendy's tweet account.
We all should have tweeted. We all should have just tweeted right after.
Okay, yes. I have to admit, like 2 days later, I was eating lunch, and I was like, oh shit. I went to the Little Caesars thing. I started filling out. I was like, I got about halfway, and my boss showed up, and I had to show him something. And then I was okay. So I typed in. I had my name. I had my phone number. I was already the comments, and I said, no complaints. I love your pizza, have for years. I just have a question for you. Can you tell me? And I was about mid-sentence about asking about the sauce, and my boss showed up, and I had to show him some things. So I was like, I clicked it, and then I went back to it when after I showed him stuff, and I was like, I lost my motivation. I just fucking deleted it. I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
I tried that. I put the phone fucking down. I was like, it's fucking midnight. I was like, why am I? My eyes were hurting. I was trying to keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, hoping for that miracle fucking picture or something. And I put the phone down. I was like, can't do this. Like 10 minutes later, I was like, scrolling again.
Dude, I literally had like everything filled out. I didn't finish like 2 sentences and hit send.
I came to the conclusion that either Sean is misremembering or it's a fucking Little Caesars conspiracy.
I remember.
Like, Rob remembers. Rob remembers it.
And it wasn't ranch. I thought maybe I was getting it confused with ranch. But
no, it was thick, like it was whipped.
But
like
it wasn't, and it was weird because I don't think it was out that long.
Well, it couldn't have been. There's no fucking pictures. There's no pictures. Yeah. There's no trace of it.
But maybe it was a local thing. I don't know. Maybe it was like,
have your memory, and your memory matches mine a lot without me even divulging. Well, you said it was in a cup, and I was like, yes, it was in a cup.
Yeah.
You said you were. And you said you remembered it was whipped, which I did not state because I wasn't even sure it was cream cheese, being so long ago. But you were like, and that's exactly what I remember. Though it was like a soft, like
well, you said it was Parmesan too, and I was like, and then you remembered it's like maybe it was more like you was like maybe it was more like cream cheese. And when you said cream cheese, that's what threw my mind. I was like, oh fuck yeah, and that's what.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's got to be whipped. You can't, even at room temperature, cream cheese. You can't fucking dip a breadstick in cream cheese.
Thick. Right. I would have called it a cheese sauce.
I don't think this existed.
It probably didn't, man.
No, there's no way.
Dude, I'll be 50 in like 7
all right,
months.
listener. I'd like to
enlist guy. We have random internet guy. We got Rob and me. So yeah, listener. Go to Steve Reed's on Facebook. Steve Reed's a comic on Facebook. If you remember the sauce we're describing, we will start a fucking campaign,
petition,
organic fucking
to get this
campaign sauce. To find out, not even to get it again, just to find out definitively if we all have a case of fucking Mandela effect, or if this shit actually existed, or what. Like that.
Now, Little Caesars was nationwide.
Dude,
anybody listening from around the country should be able to. I even watched fucking documentary on the fucking owner.
I learned way too much information about Little Caesars during this.
Good God, man! I was like, just show the fucking dip. Show the dip,
dude. I found
there's no evidence. There's no photographic evidence of this dip anywhere.
I found articles of like things that people forgot, and I found pepperoni bread from Little Caesars.
Oh yeah, I remember pepperoni.
I found Bigfoot, the pizza. It was bringing back a lot of memories.
I remember Bigfoot. I remember those commercials.
I could not find any evidence of this sauce.
You remember the commercial with the poodle dancing?
Yeah. Oh, I watched several of those.
And the poodle goes around the corner.
Pizza.
Again, I was glad to find somebody in my friend circle who actually remembered it.
I hate you.
Fuck you. Don't ever do that shit again.
And hopefully we could find out. So again, the closest thing we have is this person on the subreddit. But again, it seems like something's kind of missing from that recipe. But maybe part of the mixing process, maybe they put it in one of those bread mixers and it really whipped it, kind of thing.
Yeah, like a high-speed blend, with the whipping thing.
It feels like something's missing because the shit's non-existent. That's why it's missing.
But see, it's like it could have been like Rob said, it was a temporary thing. Like they had that Mulan Szechuan sauce that everybody remembered. They brought it back because of Rick and Morty or whatever. This could be something similar to that.
Did they bring it back? I thought.
No, they did for like a day or two.
Oh,
crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a listener with more resources than what I had could find it.
Well, that's what Sean was like. Hey, we'll put it on pie. I was like, what? 5 other people?
Whoever's listening, join us.
Oh, so anyway, campaign. So you did tweet them, and all they say is, please call back from 8 to.
Well, here's the thing. No, I tweeted them initially, like the night before, and I was just like, hey, did you ever have this kind of sauce? And I described the sauce, and I got nothing back. And so the next day, I was mad. So I saw that again. The next day, so I tweeted him again. I was like, thanks for nothing. I really needed you guys. I got like some auto reply that was like, please call 1-800 blah 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 to take care of this issue.
You got the auto
reply. I tweeted again. Yeah, and then I tweeted again, and I was like, hey man, just answer this question and we could be friends again. Nothing. Radio silence.
Nothing. Yeah, Little Caesar's Twitter isn't as cool as Wendy's Twitter.
Molly told me evidently like these voice things, like I like Molly. I was like, AI, you're going to be the first to die when AI takes over because she's mean to Alexa and she's always mean to these automated things. But she says they actually have algorithms built into them. Like when people sound angry, you do get better service.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but she'll be the first to die. My wife is out.
Well,
I got a surviving chance. They might hook me up to the Matrix because I always tell Alexa, thank you. I always say, please turn on the light. Thank you. Hey, manners work for people and for computers. Okay.
Rob's I just want you to know that.
I don't think they can't take care of you. They just use you and then dispose of you.
Well, that's fine. But I'll be alive for a little bit longer.
Rob's going to be a pet when the new Matrix comes. He'll be
Yeah.
a pet
Hey, man.
of the new machine.
Hey, I'll wear the Princess Leia little outfit. You know, I don't care. Chain me up.
Whoa, where'd that come from? You've been wanting to wear that for a while?
No, I always visualize Princess Leia. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Princess
not
Leia.
on you.
Huh? Well, I'm saying when he said pet, I just
gotcha.
I just went back.
You don't want to be the
No,
guy.
I didn't want to be that guy.
That's Salacious Crumb.
Salacious Crumb. Thank you.
Yeah.
Of course you would know that.
Of course.
So anyway, I sent that video, or I showed that video of Bill Burr you sent me to a bunch of people at work. I was like,
Yeah.
I think this is where I'm at too. I'm with Bill Burr. I'm like, you know what? Fuck him.
Fuck them.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
We tried to. Bill Burr was like, we all tried to pull in the same direction. It ain't happening. You know, just fuck him. If you want to fucking cure yourself, what he say? He's like, by dancing or whatever. He's like, I'm gonna go with medical science. You go and rain dance your fucking COVID away or whatever you fucking
rain
do.
dance. That's what he said.
And here's the other thing too about that. And this isn't from the same video, but when Bill Burr was on Conan, I think he was on Conan. He was on somebody's show. Anyway, he was talking about how it doesn't even make sense that like the anti-vaxxers who were like, I'm not getting it. He's like, do you really think the government, like their big plan is to kill off all the sheep, all the people who will get, and they want a bunch of fucking Fonzies out there, as he put it, a bunch of mavericks who won't listen. Like that's their goal, to get rid of the people who will take the vaccine, and then just have a bunch of people who are like, fuck you. What, that plan makes no sense. Again, it makes no sense to only leave the people who are like, nah, fuck the government, fuck them. That makes zero sense. That makes no sense. The plan is to let you die of COVID. And that's why this administration is doing fuck all about it, because they want you to die of COVID because you won't get the vaccine. They don't want your rebellious ass alive anymore. They don't need that shit.
But once again, nobody's really thinking. They're just fucking.
No, they're not. They don't. They think they're thinking, but they're not. They don't know what thought is.
They're overthinking it. I don't know.
No, they just believe what they're told by people that they trust, people they deem trustworthy. But here's the thing. They don't make great decisions when it comes to who's trustworthy.
But here's the thing. Like, the people they get it from are vaccinated. That's what I don't understand. Like, the people that they're like Fox News, like, they have a vaccine mandate.
They don't believe that shit.
Yeah, it's called something like Passport or something like that.
No, but I'm saying if you work at Fox News, I think you have to have a...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All these people,
like,
including
all the senators,
they're all vaccinated.
Yeah. Trump got vaccinated.
That's what I'm saying. The Fox Corporation, it's called like Vaccine Passport or the program that they all are in.
Okay. But I'm just saying, that's what I don't understand. The people that are telling you evidently not to get the vaccine are vaccinated. So
right. A lot of them are, yes.
That should tell you something right there.
But here we don't have proof that they're vaccinated, though.
Oh, is that what it is?
Right.
Yeah, it's always
I'm just trying to think like them. Yeah, I'm just trying to think like them.
Well, that's what I told you. I was like, as soon as the FDA approves it, they're just gonna say, "Well, they rushed the approval." I was like, they just keep kicking it down, you know. Whatever, man.
Bill Burr had that brilliant observation, though. He's like, you really think they want the fucking the people who won't go along? That's who they want to be left.
Yeah,
like, it makes zero sense.
He's like, go ahead, take your alligator plaque medicine, do whatever you gotta do. I don't give a fuck anymore.
That reminds me, I did learn about ivermectin, the what I've been calling horse paste stuff, and I stand corrected. There are doses that they make for humans that you can get from doctors for actual, for malaria.
I thought you knew that.
Stuff. So, well, I did, but it's
been around for like 20 years.
Well, yeah, but I mean that doctors are actually prescribing it for COVID, though, too. Some are, despite the fact that everything, there's little to no evidence.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. There's little to no evidence it actually does anything. And every single person, I saw a clip of Marjorie Taylor Greene saying her husband got it, and he got Regeneron and ivermectin. It's like, just do the ivermectin. Let's try that. Just try the ivermectin, because I noticed, like, the same thing with Joe Rogan. They always get the treatment that we know works, the Regeneron, the monoclonal antibodies, and they throw in the ivermectin. It's like, just skip if ivermectin works, just take that one. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you're full of shit. We know Regeneron works. We know what that is. And we also know that, again, Marjorie Taylor Greene's husband got that treatment because of who the fuck she is. That is not available to everybody in a fucking COVID ward right now. That's not how it is. It's very expensive. And there's like clinics for it that you have to go to. And it's for a very specific group of people. Typically the elites or whatever, right? Or if you're at a certain like age group or category, then you can get the monoclonal antibody treatment.
The other thing is have you read about the ECMO machine? ECMO, I think it's called. Where it's a machine that
I can't wait to find out that it's pronounced like
no, seriously, it's like it's an acronym. It's ECMO, ECMO.
Okay,
yeah, it's probably pronounced something else.
I do have an Ecto 1 replica made out of Legos. If that's what we're talking about.
I enjoy
Ecto
coolers.
Evidently, there's not enough. Like people are like, yeah, this actually does help people, but there's not enough technicians that know how to work it. It basically it oxygenates your blood outside of your body. And it is helpful for like severe patients or whatever, but like they don't have enough. Once again, just get the vaccine. And then,
right,
I just don't understand.
It's like, why are you avoiding the one treatment?
Right.
Go to these other ones that you have no research, no different research on it than you do the vaccine. You're okay with all that, but you won't get the preventive treatment that we have all this fucking literature about. You're like, no, not that one. Don't take any treatments. You get none. If you won't get the vaccine, you get no treatments.
I read about the Invectmin and like these studies that were whatever it is, Invectamin, the parasite crap. Ivermectin. Yeah, what you said.
It's really not hard.
Damn it. Just you know what I meant. So there was a study from Brazil. There like all these studies are like they weren't peer reviewed and whatever. And they're not saying that this shit might not help. Nobody's saying that. They're just saying there hasn't been a clinical.
There's studies that need to be done.
Right.
Yes.
And that's
the studies
exactly.
that we have been, a lot of them have been proven to be bullshit. They haven't been able to be verified.
Right.
Everything on ivermectin was inconclusive.
Well, it was, and it was very.
Egon Spangler?
Everything on Egon Spangler is inconclusive.
Ectoplasm.
Shit. They gave me the ego. I wanted the Ivor.
Oh Lord!
But yeah, like as you're saying though, like we have this information. Ivermectin might potentially do something right now. It doesn't look like it does.
Right.
But people would rather go with something they know nothing about than something we have all this data on instead. And it's so counterintuitive and so weird to think that to be like, well, I don't know what the fuck this shit is, but I heard it in a YouTube video, so I'm pretty sure it's safe.
And that's why I'm with Bill Burr. Fuck them. Just fuck them.
I think we all were there about 3 months ago.
Yeah. I've been like that since I was about 14.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. I've always had a real problem with humanity, and now it's all justified now.
Oh, I think
fuck them. Let's talk about Spider-Man.
I think the Grizz and the Tigers are going to mandate vaccines to show up at their games, which is kind of cool.
I'm waiting for it.
Until our governor probably signs a bill that says
we are in Tennessee.
Nobody can mandate the vaccine for any.
Yeah, congratulations to Florida. I think they killed so many people they beat COVID.
They just finally COVID was just like, oh fuck. Everybody has either had it so recently that they can't get reinfected, or they're dead.
Right.
Was that you that sent that Atlantic article? Did you?
Yeah,
that was you. Okay, talking about the wedding, it really that was like a great analogy of how this is easy. Just like think of 100 people at a wedding that have been vaccinated. Guess what? None of them are going to get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now think of 100 people at a wedding where nobody's vaccinated, and they're like, and somebody with COVID shows up. They're like, the average of people getting it is like exponentially high. So like you get rid of the virus because it can't spread when nobody can get the COVID. You know, it's not that you can't get it, but it won't spread, you know, because everybody's been vaccinated. So 100 people do not have COVID because they've all, you know what I mean?
They're like, I don't want the vaccine. I'm going to take my chances on Ego Spangler.
But basically what the article is laying down, because people that have the vaccine have gotten it, the main issue is there's so many people who haven't had the vaccine who are spreading it. But again, like you were saying to your analogy with the wedding, if everybody there is vaccinated, and somebody shows up with COVID, the people at the wedding are less likely to get it. And if they get it, they are less likely to spread it because of the vaccine.
Right.
And that's the whole point of it. Again, it's not a 100%, but I always compare it to a police officer. Police officer wears a bulletproof vest. His head is still exposed, but he takes mitigating measures to protect his life nonetheless, right? It's not the Iron Man suit, but it protects him or her, sorry, police officer. It protects a police officer, even though it's not 100%. You can still get shot in the arm, still get shot in the fucking head. But that's the thing. But if everybody's wearing bulletproof vests, you're going to have a whole lot less heart injury. Like it's
so simple, dude. It's so simple. It's so simple, and just people just will not see that.
They'd rather be like, I ain't getting it. You ain't doing this to me. Blah blah blah. It's like, what are you talking? And then they'll be smoking a cigarette in one hand, drinking fucking bourbon in the other. Like
freedom.
Yeah. Fucking got their vape going with full of God knows what's in a fucking vape,
Lots of experiments done on that.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing though, like COVID can kill my parents if I have COVID. So
yeah.
I mean,
that's the thing too. That's the other side that people act like a lot of these, Christians that are supposed to care about their brother and their neighbor and all this stuff. Can you just get it so that the people you care about don't get it and die? Maybe, just maybe. And dude, I still love that Herman Cain Reddit, man. It's the gift that keeps on giving. It's just constant people. And then they died. You know what I mean? Fuck Biden. Fuck you, socialists. I ain't getting the vaccine. Wings of COVID. You know what I mean? Like,
wings of COVID.
They're out. On the wings of COVID, their life is over.
On the wings of love.
All right, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Let's talk.
All right.
Let's talk comics, baby.
You want to talk Spider-Man? I'm gonna start off this segment with Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Hang on.
No,
wait,
he's got to give us synopsis.
All right. So Ultimate Spider-Man was a part of a reboot of of kind of like creating an alternate Marvel universe to help new readers not feel overwhelmed if they came to start reading comics. So you had Ultimate Spider-Man, we had the Ultimates, Ultimate X-Men, so on and so forth. You get the idea with the word Ultimate. But basically, it was a separate universe from the proper Marvel 616 universe. Ultimate Spider-Man was started in 2000 by Brian Michael Bendis, and the artist was Mark Bagley, whom I love.
Weren't both those guys in like those 80s movies? That sounds exactly like actors. Brian Michael Bendis was in St. Elmo's Fire, right?
Maybe. Brian Michael Bendis is from Cleveland, though.
Oh, nice.
He's a real big name. He's a real big name in comics. He's, I think, most recently he was writing Superman. So they recreated these popular characters, and so we have Ultimate Spider-Man. And I almost told you guys to read Amazing Fantasy 15, which is Spider-Man's first appearance, just for comparison, but I didn't do that. So
after Rob gives his, I want to talk about that. But Rob, what did you want to get in there with?
So Ultimate Spider-Man. I got to learn about Peter Parker's origin story. Oh.
All right, now wait a minute.
Bad as Batman.
This is what I wanted to talk about. This is what I wanted to talk about.
I was like, oh my God. Bruce Wayne in the alley.
I'm glad you said that, because the origin story, after reading this, I realized the only origin story I know is from the Spider-Man movie, the Sam Raimi one.
And that is true.
And that's all I know. That's how I know Ben Parker died.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why when you said Amazing 15, I was thinking when I was reading this, I was like, I want to go see the original death of Uncle Ben.
Go read that.
I have no idea. Yeah, I'm going to. But that's funny you said that.
I got a bone to pick with Rob, though, and here's the issue.
Please.
This came out in 2000. You saw Spider-Man in 2002. So this predates all those Spider-Man origins that you have seen.
Yeah, but
he just read this after the fact.
Well, that's the movie's fault. That's not his fault.
Well, then the movie.
It's his fault for not reading this back in 2000.
No,
that's his fault. Yeah.
No.
So did the movie take this storyline, evidently, because they had the wrestler and all that, right? Sam Raimi.
Okay. And this is why I should have had to read it. Amazing Fantasy 15. This is all basically just a retelling of Amazing Fantasy 15, but instead of one issue, it's spread out over 5 issues. So, and there's a lot more going on. You get a lot more with the Osborns being involved and all that kind of stuff. That wasn't part of it initially.
Does Ben Parker die in his house in Amazing 15?
Yes.
Okay.
See, he didn't though in the movie.
I know. That's why I was like, he's supposed to die on the street. Why is he getting shot in the fucking house?
No, he got, because again, this was the 60s when the original storyline anyway. But so they had that little bit of a twist though, because like the movie in Amazing Fantasy 15, I believe the guy, it's much more like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, where the guy that kills Ben is somebody who works at the wrestling place, or somebody the guy who robbed the wrestling place,
who he let go.
The guy who ends up,
yeah.
Like, and this one they kind of, he had an issue with the wrestling place, but then he let that go. But then there was some guy on the street he let go who had just robbed like a convenience store or whatever. So just minor difference, not a huge difference. But that, again, Amazing Fantasy 15, it's one issue, and it basically, it's got all this stuff in it. Peter Parker is a nerd who gets bullied by Flash Thompson, and he gets bit by a spider, decides to make money doing it, lets the guy go because he's making that green. Uncle Ben gets killed. Bam. All this one issue. Done. Like, it's fucking done in one issue. So please go read that just for the comparison, if nothing else.
So, yeah, how long I was waiting for Bruce Campbell to make an appearance in this comic. So what'd you think about how Peter Parker was drawn in this?
Looked like Harry Potter. It was definitely 90s.
He was definitely nerdier looking, I think.
Yeah,
what you would say.
He had that 90s split haircut. You know, like
yeah,
a big forehead and then combed just both sides combed.
Yeah, I don't know how I felt about this comic.
I didn't like this Peter. I didn't like the way he looked.
Yeah.
I love Mark Bagley's art, and
I thought the art was awesome.
It's very
I just didn't like the look.
It's very bright colored.
Oh,
did you think so? I mean, it was like,
I thought the art was fabulous.
It was modern colors, and it is different reading it on an app than the actual comic.
Probably.
The actual comic tends to not be quite as brightly colored.
Maybe that's
adapt them for whatever reason. No, I honestly, I didn't really notice his take on Peter Parker. I've seen so many different versions of Peter Parker that had no bearing on me whatsoever.
So
it didn't. He didn't look like Peter Parker to me. He looked a lot nerdier. But like you said, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking.
You should see him in Amazing Fantasy 15 then.
Oh yeah.
You think he looked nerdy in this?
Yeah.
Can you recall your favorite version of Peter Parker in the comics? Is there one that you prefer? Yeah.
I mean, I can't say I really have a favorite. I mean, I have one I probably remember the most, which would be like the John Romita, Ross Andrew, like John Romita take, and then Ross Andrew kind of continued it in his style. Is the most memorable because that's what I grew up with in the 80s. That's favorite
what
take,
I was thinking too.
I was just turned off because he looked like fucking Harry Potter. I was like, I couldn't get that visual out of my head. But the story was great. I love the story.
I feel like this predates Harry Potter as well. So
yes,
I feel like
it all does. But I saw Harry Potter first.
Yeah, this again,
your fault. Not my fault. Your fault. Not my fault.
It is your. That's absolutely your fault.
No, I do not. No.
Of course, because you don't take responsibility for anything.
Exactly. It's not my fault. You know what I did like in this one, Peter, he gave a reason why he always is witty and he's always got those quips, you know? He's like, I do that to distract myself because when I'm fighting these people, if I didn't do that, I would piss my pants. Right. I was like, oh, that's cool. I like that take.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I doubt he said something like that in the original or anything.
No.
He did in Marvel 8173.
Yeah. Which you have not read.
Which I have not read.
You saw the movie first.
This is the universe that the Spider-Verse movie is based on. So that's why the Green Goblin is based, which we didn't really get a good look at the Green Goblin, but the Green Goblin you see in that movie is based on the Green Goblin in this series, like that more like monstrous, almost like a dragon, humanoid dragon look.
Yeah,
that was designed for this series.
That was interesting. I was like, oh, okay, so he's a full-on monster. You know, he's not wearing an outfit.
Did he or did he not set fire to the house and kill his mother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did. Burnt the place down in front of
and killed his mother, his wife, right?
Okay. Yeah. At least that's what
okay, so I didn't read that wrong.
No. That was it. Yeah. So what's your take on this one? Did you enjoy this one?
Yeah, it's all right. I gave it a 3.
Oh,
I like the
3.
artwork. I thought the artwork it was bright. Story.
3 out of 4.
Yeah, sure.
I
I
never
don't think you must.
Yeah, sure.
I never
read
heard
this.
Mary Jane referred to as Brainy Janie until now.
Brainy Janie.
Brainy Janie. I guess she's pretty smart too.
I do like Uncle Ben's ponytail.
He had the glasses and the pullback pony.
He looked like he went to Woodstock about 40 years earlier.
Hey man.
Is that the impression you got? It's like, yeah, he was at
Hey,
Woodstock.
he's a
30
cool
years
uncle,
ago.
man. So if in this next Spider-Man movie, via flashback or whatever, multiverse or whatever, who would you want to see play Uncle Ben?
Oh God.
Anybody come to mind?
I think I like the Sam Raimi one.
The old guy?
Yeah.
You wouldn't
Well, he's
like
dead.
you wouldn't like
Yeah,
a
he's
ponytail.
dead, so-
You wouldn't like a
So
pony-
you think Marissa Tomei's character should be paired up with somebody who's about 20 to 30 years older
I'm
than
saying
her?
that's a different universe. That's what I'm saying.
No. That's what I'm saying though. If they introduce
Oh, if they
a Ben Parker for this
Oh,
universe
yeah.
for Tom Holland,
Oh, if I get to see
who
the
would-
origin story again now for his universe?
Yeah, Aunt May's already been established.
Okay.
you have only seen Ben Parker's origin or Spider-Man's origin twice in the theater.
Well, that's too many.
So it's not like Batman. It's not every fucking movie.
Wait a minute. What was the other one?
Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man, yeah.
Oh, I gotta watch those again. I don't
No,
remember
you
Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
I remember his parents in the beginning dying.
Not
not
was
the-
in-
not
The
the
Uncle
guy's name?
Ben in the Amazing Spider-Man wasn't bad. I didn't think so.
I don't
I
even
forget who
remember
played
him.
him.
Wow.
Michael Sheen, is that his name?
I don't think
Is that who
it was
plays
it
him?
Michael Sheen? Oh, well, then he
Yeah,
needs to play
In
this.
Amazing Spider-Man. Who? It's Amelia Charlie Sheen's dad. Is that Martin Sheen?
Martin
That's his name.
Sheen. Okay, Michael
Yeah.
Sheen's the English guy.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta cast Joe Pesci because they work great together.
I don't think of Joe Pesci when I think Uncle
Oh.
Ben.
Twist. Instead, do Ralph Macchio. What do you think of that?
Oh, I can do that.
I've never really thought about who would pair well. I think it'd be hilarious if it was like Vince Vaughn, since Jon Favreau is so involved in the Marvel universe, bringing Vince Vaughn to kind of bounce off of Jon Favreau's happy character. I don't know.
I just I can't see Ben Parker as Vince Vaughn or Vince Vaughn as
but
Ben
why not?
Parker.
Nobody pictured Aunt May as Marissa Tomei. I can tell you that.
That's true. Good point.
That was, and it made sense though, age wise. Aunt May's always been so fucking old. It's like, why is she so old if he's in high school? But like that does happen though. So
I have no idea. I've got to watch those other Amazing Spider-Man movies. I totally forgot.
Yeah, wait a minute. Aunt May. Wait. So, like, who's like his parents? That's Aunt May or Uncle Ben would be their brother and sister, right?
and or sister, yeah, or sister-in-law,
Right,
brother-in-law,
or whatever.
Right,
So-
right.
Yeah, his parents would be.
I would assume it
let's
would be
say his
brother
parents are
because of Parker.
40, 45,
Right.
or, they started late like Steve and 50.
Well, here's the thing, though. This is what I've learned.
So
though,
that
is
means
some-
that Uncle Ben or Aunt May, whoever is related to who,
Hey,
man, they
you know
they
who
are old.
you know who'd
Why
be
are
a
they
good,
so old?
cool Uncle Ben? Johnny Depp.
Oh, he's not.
Johnny
He's
Depp.
never. He's
What?
never gonna.
Yeah.
No,
that
he's
is not.
he's-
No, I
he-
disagree.
he's been.
No, the cool one that we just read. The pulled back hair and the glasses.
No, he wasn't. I don't know. Uncle Ben needs to have like some stature. Johnny Depp is like 3 feet tall. Like Uncle Ben is somebody Pete looks up to.
All right,
It's not,
it's Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's a
Ben
statue.
Affleck.
He's a statuous man.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think Vince Vaughn would be a great Uncle Ben, just out of nowhere to pull it, since it's a multiverse movie. I think there's a very good chance we could see Pete's Uncle Ben come from another universe or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And it'd be hilarious to me if it was Vince Vaughn. And maybe that's some stunt casting, and maybe that's not a good joke to make, but to me it would be funny just because, again, Jon Favreau, Vince Vaughn just go together. Swingers, Maid, you know what I mean?
I don't think you want to be thinking about. I don't know, because I was thinking about Aunt May a lot in these last movies. So I didn't want Uncle Ben to overpower Tom Holland.
So is there? Sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Is there a universe of the Spider-Man comics that Uncle Ben is still alive?
Yeah, so if you get deeper into eventually they do like that whole multiverse, Spider-Verse storyline, and like in one of them, Uncle Ben is Spider-Man.
Oh wow!
So, yeah, so he gets to it's all there's a lot of different stuff out there when you get it. That's kind of like. That's the thing with the multiverse stuff is you can literally, it's a license to do whatever the fuck you want. And to me, it just kind of gets like, it just makes it so like nothing matters almost because you can just be like, oh, we'll just pull in this guy from this universe now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of don't like it.
It'll be the next What If episode. What if Uncle Ben's still alive?
Yeah, it's kind of like it is. It's like
that would be a good episode, but maybe.
So what'd you think of this comic?
I mean, I enjoyed it. I like the more modern approach to Spider-Man's origin. And I read this like when it came out too. It's been a while since I've read it, but I reread it this time.
21 years ago.
I probably read it a few years after it came out, but I like the more modern approach and the kind of more detailed, given the backstory with, having Norman involved in Spider-Man's origin. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit more interesting.
They got the computers.
It's way more drawn out, though.
Since it's modern, they introduced the computers and everything, which was cool.
Right.
There was a lot of reading, a lot of dialogue.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I was like, man, these issues are taking me a while.
Yeah, I had the readers on for this one, buddy. And that was when I blew up the screen.
So...
Yeah, I'll give it a 3. I give it a 3. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I already knew what was happening.
What'd you give it, Sean?
Yeah, I'm kind of waffling. I'll give it like a 2.5. It's definitely worth a read. I should say it's worth a read, but also not necessarily if you're not going to keep reading, because this does branch off differently than the 616 Spider-Man. But as a Spider-Man origin, it's not absolutely necessary, because despite my arguing with Rob, everybody still knows Spider-Man's origin, so there's really not a whole lot to glean from it. But if you do keep reading it, it does branch off. Eventually Peter Parker dies, we end up with Miles Morales, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, see, I think if I would have kept reading, I would have enjoyed it more, because I stopped at the parts I already knew. Like when I stopped, he was just about to go pretty much take on Kingpin, I think. Is the way he was going, or so I think that I don't know anything about that, so I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah,
that's Sam.
So, yeah, that's Sammy.
Yeah, but 3, good 3. It was good. It was a good story, but it's just like it was familiar. I enjoy reading something that I don't know anything about.
So yeah. All right. So I actually have a comic picked out for next week. About 7 or 8 issues. We are going to read Captain America issues 193 to 200. This is from
what year?
I think this was written in like 1975.
Whoa!
Is that the farthest we've gone back?
No.
What we go back further on?
No, yeah.
Was it the Spider?
Venom was later.
What was Craven?
That was the 80s.
Okay. I think this is the farthest.
We're in Moon Knight territory now.
So this is a story called Mad Bomb, and it's a story I've never read, but I always see it in like best of Captain America story lists, and it's they brought Jack Kirby back. It's one of his stories, and he does the art, and I love Jack Kirby's art. I think you'll see why. And it's called Mad Bomb, and so we're gonna read that together. I think that'll be fun.
Oh.
Captain America 193 through 200.
Rob, you're excited, aren't you? You love it. Look at your phone. Show him your phone. Look at that, Captain.
Yeah,
America
do I
shield.
look excited?
I
Rob's
forgot.
like, I'm never excited to read comics.
I forgot you hate what we do. My bad.
I think I'm gonna pick. Like,
was this your attempt to get him excited? If so, you
I mean,
failed.
partially, yeah.
I think
Partially,
Steve's
yeah.
excited.
I am.
Yes.
I love the older comics. I was like, whoa.
I think I'm gonna have to go with like the nudie books for Rob. We're gonna have to do like Vampirella or Lady
I don't know.
Death.
I didn't like. What was your sex criminal?
That was not a sex book, though. That's not what that was. You missed the whole point of that. You're like
horrible.
a conservative on that one.
I know, right?
Like
it's very weird.
You have a very conservative
I just
take on that
didn't
book.
like it. I don't know why. It was not very good to read.
That was one of my favorites.
I know. You guys both gave it like 5s.
It
On a
was
scale
a
of
good
3,
story.
I give it a 5.
It was unique. It was fun.
So weird.
I have no shame in that one.
Evidently, it got awards. I'm the only.
Yeah, you're
I'm
Rush
the only
Limbaugh
Mitch
over
McConnell. I didn't like that one.
We need a comics code authority. We can't be giving this filth to our children. That was you.
Meanwhile,
I didn't like it. I don't care.
I've been trying to chase the refractory period ever since I read that comic. I was like, how do I get to this magical land?
All right, so I think that's our episode for this week.
Cap.
So
We're reading Cap. I love it, man.
Cap 193 to 2,000. 200.
200.
Yeah, that
I was
math
like,
didn't
that's
work
way
out.
too many for me.
Woo, what a day.
So, all right, that's all I got.
Oh, and listener, find out about that fucking crazy dip.
God,
or
please.
whatever it was. I need some closure on this shit.
Yeah, help us out. We would love for you to help us out.
Where's Little Caesars headquarters? I might have to take a trip.
New York.
Find a museum. There it is.
It's still
it was available from 1994 to 1994. There.
It's got like mold on it. I'm dying.
Thanks for listening.
Let's get out of here.
All right.